Okay, so through sport, through the Colosseum. Now, what else did Rome or the Venetians do as a tool to evoke a dark age?
Well, they actually, because they were brutal enough that they were able to like control thinking. Because the religions would because the religions would kind of emphasize that.
The religions.
So I mean, at those times it was like a cult, the Temple of Apollo, right? So you would have some virgin woman that would be sitting there, and she'd be sitting by like this big like hole in the ground that had like these gases that would come out of it. And she'd be sitting there sniffing these gases, and then she would say all this bullshit. And then there'd be a priest right there, and he would listen to her, and he'd be like, what she's saying is, what she meant to say was, just like now they have,
That's what you're describing in 300?
Say that again?
The scene in 300? That's what you're talking about?
I don't remember 300. I don't know.
When, oh my gosh, the main character in 300, who was the leader of the Spartans, climbed the mountains to the mystics, and the mystics looked like lepers, and they literally made a young virgin, smell some smoke, and she, just like you did, that whole scene played out. So
yeah.
When you get a chance, that might be something you want to pull and like
as an example,
or use that as a visual. If you do, down the road decide to make this, share this on other platforms, but this was real. This is like historic. Like they do this. They would listen.
Oh yeah, 100%. So then what? So then
is this an African custom, or is this?
No. This is like a Babylonian tradition.
Okay.
You can call it if you want to tie it to Africa in any way.
Yeah.
The Temple of Amun, or whatever, the cult of the Amun-Ra cult or whatever, they were not always legitimate, right? If you see every time that almost the Egyptian society fell apart, the intermediate period, all these different periods that they have where they would split up, it would always be because these guys would take a bunch of power and they would we're the pharaohs now. So and then because they're the ones, we're the guys over here that know everything. And if you want to talk to the gods, you got to talk to us, So that whole concept is really what Babylon thrived on. And then Persia later thrived even more on, right? So that's how they were able to control like the Greeks and stuff like that, is because they would have these temples where basically you would have spies. Basically, this is who these guys are. They're spies. So then you come, you're a king, and you want to go kill some other king, right? You're not going to go and just go kill him. You're going to go ask the gods first. So you come to me and you ask me, you tell me, hey, I do this. I want to go do this. What do you think? And I'm just going to listen to you and go, oh, so this is your plan. And the other guy that you're going to fight, maybe he comes to see me too. So that I might tell him what you told me. Or I might lie to you, or I might lie to him. But either way, I'm getting money from either one of you.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, when you come and make your donation, I might give you some bullshit answer just so that you'll give me another donation. That's how it would be. Like, you don't like what they say, you can pay more, and then they'll give you another interpretation. Like they might say, run away, don't fight these people. And you're like, I can't go back to my people and tell them that. So then you'll come back and you'll give them more, and then they'll say, okay, well, try this. But a lot of times they'd be in cahoots. Like, for example, the Temple of Apollo was always in cahoots with Sparta. And they were always in cahoots with Persia against Athens.
Yeah.
But Athens was like the righteous empire, was the closest thing to what could be a righteous empire at that time in those circumstances in that part of the world.
Dark Age. What else did you want to touch about?
Well, why, like where they come from is they're battling against the truth.
Who is
So,
battling? Aren't we all battling against the truth? Don't we all want the truth?
oh, I'm saying they're battling against the truth. Like they're fighting the truth. The truth is their worst enemy. They hate the truth. Because if I'm a leader,
Old black people, are we talking about old black people hate the truth? Or are we talking about
well, I think black people, we white black people might as well be white people because we follow whatever they do anyway.
Hold on, man. We are the original people.
Yeah, but we don't act like original people.
But everything we have done, they have copied, have they not? So why are you telling me that they're the ones?
No, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm saying to them that like these, like if you're gonna say the archetype of this Temple of Apollo group, the science people, the people at Oxford, they would be the Temple of Apollo today, right? The think tanks, these are who they are today. So I'm saying those people are against the truth, against it. Like they don't want it. They're gonna fight against it.
Okay, so I have a marketing background. Okay. I'm trying to make some sense. I'm trying to understand this. Okay. The business background that I have, I've also taught business subjects. I've studied business. I've taught business. I've been in. So one of the things I realized is that the most important thing about business is being a problem.
Can you repeat yourself? You're starting to cut out a bit.
Okay. So through my business experience, education and experience, what I understand is that the most important thing, one of the most important things in business is being a problem solver. Okay. So, and the most resourceful people, like we saw in The Wolf of Wall Street, whatever they have an abundance of, they work almost backwards and create the problem that needs to be solved.
Yes. Okay.
So what I mean by that is, that great scene with Leonardo DiCaprio when he's sitting in the restaurant with his friend with the pen, and he's trying to build salesmen, and he says, "Hey, sell me this pen." All right, and then the guy takes the pen, and he's like, "This pen is nice. It's blue and white. It's got this, and you want to use this pen? Don't you want this pen?" And Leonardo's like, "I give you the pen back," and gives it to his other friend, who's the drug dealer. All right, and he's like, "Hey, sell me the pen," and he's like, "All right." And the drug dealer's like, "Hey, all right, whatever, man. Write your name down." And he's like, "What? I can't. I don't have a pen." Boom. There's your pen. And so he created the problem. Hey, go get straight hair. Everybody in the world mostly has some kind of curl in their hair. We have this thing that does straight hair. Boom. Perm. Here's your pen. Oh, we have an abundance of soybeans. How are we going to push these soybeans? How are we going to sell these soybeans? Oh, we were able to convert this soy into fuel. Oh, this is the foundation to all things health. All things, you want to convert, you want to be healthy person, whatever. Soy-based products, push. Everything that's not soy-based is a problem, right? So they created their own they're creating the problem. So that's what it sounds like. What you're saying is very interesting, that you're making those kinds of points.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely do create a problem, but I don't necessarily give them super credit, because it's more that they just want to be free to do whatever it is that they want, and they don't want to have to deal with like the rules or law or judgment or any of that kind of stuff. They just want to be able to, I want to have your wife, So I'll change the rules so that I can have her, or I'll change the religion so that I can have her. It's not, and they don't want you to have the ability to say, wait a minute, you can't have my wife. That's not correct. So then they change the language a lot of the times. They change a lot of different things so that you can't fight for what you want. So their whole thing with the truth is like they want to be able to have they like arbitrary law. That's their thing. They want the law to be what they say, not to be like for example, they have gods that would say this is true because the God says it's true. Not the God says it's true because it's true. That's the difference. Say that again?
So the law would be this is true because God says it's true.
Yeah, not because it is true. So in their rules, God can change his mind. This is right now and it's wrong later.
So they don't want to live in universal law.
They would avoid it for all ways. They want to destroy even the concept of universal law.
Universal law being literally the law of the universe.
Yeah, how the universe actually works. They don't want to deal with how the universe actually works. So in the little part of society that they can control, they want to make their own rules there. And they'll do everything they have to, kill, chop, manipulate, whatever, so that they can keep their little bubble the way they want their little bubble to be, even if it contradicts everything, morality, everything, they're salesmen, like what you were just saying. They're making it up. Like that's what the whole rhetoric is, right? It's like it's like it's the sales pitch. You don't need to sell something when it's true.
Why as a mass, as a population, as people, why are we allowing this to happen? Because they've been successful over long generations. So we don't even really, they've changed our priorities to the point where we don't even realize that we're in a bizarro world. We don't notice that there's something wrong with it, because a lot of the time you're going to agree with some of that stuff, right? So like, for example, we all want to smoke most of it or a little bit of it.
I think we generally prejudice. We all have it, right? Yeah. So if somebody says, if the oligarch says, hey, well, if you want to have 6 wives and treat them all badly, go ahead. If you like that idea, you're going to say, yeah, that's right, because it benefits you, even though it hurts all those women or whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah.
So they're driving for. They want you to be as prejudiced as arbitrary as possible. They want you to just be totally governed by what you feel, They don't want you to think necessarily.
Like think like at all, or think
in that way. Think in terms of natural law. They don't want you to think in terms of like how the universe works and how you should orient yourself in the universe to have the best success.
So when you're talking about how the universe works, are you talking about like you're talking about horoscopes and reading the moon and the scrolls, and like life is written, everything is pre-written and all those things? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking more like there was a time when we didn't know how to when to plant the seeds, when the harvest was going to come, and all these different things. So eventually we had to be like looking up, when this star goes over here, this is the time when we do that. Or when you see the birds come from there, that means the monkeys are coming, or whatever the how the system actually works. I listened to Dave Chappelle talking about that thing there where the whatever tribe, when they didn't have water, they would set a trap for the monkey. So they get these monkeys to, they stick something in a hole, and the monkey goes to grab the thing out of the hole, and he grabs it with his fist, but it's not big enough for his fist to come out, only for his hand to come out. So his hand gets stuck, and the monkey goes crazy trying to fucking get his hand out, but he'll stay there until he gets it out. So then they trap the monkey, and then they give him salt to his desire. And then after he's had all that salt, he's thirsty as a motherfucker. So they just let him go, and he'll lead them to the water. So that's like a natural law. The monkey knows where the thing is. If you want to find the water, follow the monkey. That's reality. That's actually how it works, right? Or like, if you plant the seed in this kind of soil, it will grow, and in this kind it won't. If you're going to navigate, like navigation, right? That they were doing that by the stars. They had to actually understand their relationship, the relationship between the stars and themselves, in order to navigate by the sea. So these are like understandings of how the mechanism itself is working, And we wouldn't be able to do things like harvest or any of that kind of stuff, planting. We wouldn't be able to do that unless we knew when to do it.
Right.
So this is the kinds of things that originally the religions were supposed to be ways to remember these things that are so crucial that if we don't have them, we die.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times that would be embodied in like the epic poems, right?
I've been down this road before, but now I got my shit together. For Sepa, for Deba.